Hello, and welcome to Blackfeather Guild. Before we go in and say hi to the cast and get started with the show, I wanted to talk very briefly about viewer actions and a little bit about sponsors. So first off, there's a number of ways that you can actually actively participate in the show through viewer actions. One of the easiest ways to do so is through retweeting the game tweet. You should see that somewhere in chat if it's not in there already. But you just click on that link and hit retweet, and for every 5 retweets that we get on that, it will add a bonus to the cast pool and the game master pool. Now, in most cases, that's going to be an extra d6 that they can add on to any roll. Basically, a great way to use that is if a player is almost meeting a DC, but they're just not quite there, they can grab one of those d6s from the cast pool, roll that, and then add that to their roll. Basically, is how that works. Same with the GM. So that's one of the easiest ways that you can participate that way. Another way is through guild coins. That's our Twitch channel points. If you look at the rainbow colored icon, it should have the Blackfeather Guild crest on it. It should be right below your Twitch chat box. If you click on that, it'll show you all the different things that you can get with those. The biggest one being plot points. Now, plot points, you can see an example right over here. They all work pretty much the same way. It's just a matter of how big of an impact they have. So for the example, when we've got 2 plot points, the player of your choice gets something moderately helpful or unhelpful. Enter any suggestions for the GM into chat, or you can have the GM come up with something entirely on their own. So just choose if you want it to be helpful or unhelpful to the party, and that's kind of how you can use them. You can throw in your own suggestions as well. How those work: 1 plot point is something trivially helpful or unhelpful. 2 is moderately, 3 is very, and 4 is very to the entire party. So if you want to do something to help the entire party or really throw a monkey wrench in their plans, 4 plot points will do that. So that's guild coins. And then finally, we've got donations. So if you want to help out with keeping the lights on in the place, so to speak, there's a number of ways that you can financially contribute. One of those being coffee.com/Raven or Raven.rocks. You can see both of those examples down there at the bottom. Those are the addresses to do direct donations. You can also do Twitch subscriptions or bits. Those work the same way. And then finally, Patreon. We've got a Patreon, which you should see in chat here any second, if it's not there already. And our Bard tier patrons and higher get credits towards viewer actions every month that they can use on any show that they would like. You just have to let us know in chat how you want to spend those, and then we'll hand those out. So some very cool stuff. Before we hop over to see the cast, one last thing to mention is a couple things on this chart here. We've already covered the D6 and the plot points, but the triple crits, what that means is you can gift auto critical successes. And you can, it's triple because you get 3. You can divvy those out however you'd like. You can do 2 to the cast, 1 to the game master, all of them to the game master, however you want to do it. So they work much like the D6s. The cast members just grab that when they're available and they really need them and use them. So it's pretty cool. And then finally, the last one, introduce an ally or enemy NPC. Just give us a brief description of what you want this character to look like, kind of their character concept and a name, and let us know if you want it to be an enemy or an ally to the party, and the GM will basically take that and run with it. So really cool ways that you can participate. Lastly, I just want to take a quick moment to mention our sponsors. If you look at the logos down below, that's who's sponsoring this episode, and we'll talk a little bit about that before we introduce everybody as well on the next scene. So yeah, check all this stuff out, and thank them for supporting us, and thank you for being here and watching. Let's go say hi to the cast. Hello! There we go. Hey, welcome back. Thank you, past me, for telling everybody about viewer actions, and quick shout out to the sponsors, Fundamental RPG and Grinding Coffee Company. Don't forget to go to grindingcoffee.co and put in the code RAVEN, RAVVYN. You can get a discount on your order. And I'm going to throw the links for the game tweet, our Patreon, and our sponsors here in chat while Rowan introduces everyone. Take it away, Rowan.
Hello, I'm Rowan. I'm a freelance illustrator and art educator, and this is the Tickfaw Files. It is a Monster of the Week game that takes place in Springfield, Louisiana, near the Tickfaw National Forest. And yeah, it takes place in 2040, and our team includes, let's actually start with you, Riley. Would you like to introduce yourself? And Jonas?
Yes. Hi, I'm Riley, and I am playing Jonas. Jonas, as I have described him before, is the cinnamon roll in the group. Why can't I think?
Yourself. Introduce yourself, your site. Where can we find you?
Yes. Well, I was thinking about Jonas, and then I was just like, cinnamon roll, and I was just like, I guess that's
cinnamon
it.
roll.
Yeah. Yummy. And Jonas is yummy. Ask Mira.
Oh no.
Yeah, he is.
No!
But you can find me online at Arielle Knits, and I can put my website out. I do knitting and crochet patterns, so that is fantastic. And yes, I will be back. I'm going to change my mic.
Okay. All right. So next, let's go to Yasmin.
Hi, I am Yaz. Got to make sure that my audio is on. Now it's my turn to not be able to think. I'm a graphic illustrator and artist. I primarily design apparel. I usually design apparel and do D&D character art. I play Savoy, who is kind of the reluctant leader of our group, who also is a host to the Changeling Zahil, that is everybody's favorite bird brain. Yay, and that's it.
Yay, thank you. And then let's go to Vanessa.
Hi, I'm Vanessa. I'm the resident Canadian of the group. I am primarily a traditional artist. I do watercolor and pencil sketch, and recently I've been getting more into digital art. And I play Mira, and she's a red cap fairy, which is the fairy equivalent of a vampire. So she has to drink blood to stay young and beautiful and alive. And she is the counter to Jonas's cinnamon roll. She's the group grump. But she's been warming up to her human friends. So she's been a lot more pleasant, I would say, in the last little while.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And then last but not least is you, Raven.
Yes. It might have been that for some reason the music volume on my end was turned super, super, super low. So this might fix it.
Yeah. Just so everyone knows, if there is issues with background music or something, let me know. I can change the track and things like that.
I couldn't even hear it until you said, is it the music? I was like, oh yeah, where is the music? Anyways, yes, hi, I'm Raven. I do everything tabletop, with the exception, I think, of making dice. It's about the only thing I don't do currently, and that is something I'm planning to do. So, yeah, anything at all you're interested in tabletop, I probably do it. And of course, run this channel. So that's me. You can find me on Twitter at the Raven, like it says right below my face. And then I'm playing Primrose, quote-unquote, Dick Bellarue. She's a private detective and from New Orleans who's helping out the party in investigating things of supernatural and fae varieties. She goes by Dick. Nobody else knows her first name, and she's gone through great lengths to make sure of that. So, yeah, but she's pretty cool. She is gender fluid, but uses she/they pronouns, and is currently looking really, really sharp.
Fabulous. All right. So, where we left off last time, there was an invitation from Mira, or to Mira and Jonas, because no one is at Savoy's house because Savoy was in the hospital and hanging around. It was a goblin carrying a little wicker carriage, and out popped a fairy that was a fox with moth wings, and it gave an invitation to the fox's wedding. They're the fairy king and queen of the fox fae variety are having a masquerade ball wedding, and this group is invited. It looks like this is probably like one of Timryu's games, getting you guys to this other world, but it suggested that you dress up, and if you don't have a mask will be provided you. So what all do you guys do to prepare for this trip, this journey into the other world?
Savoy opened up their family, like their father and mother's wardrobe that had been packed away, so that if anybody would be interested, that they could have access to any of their family's clothing, essentially, which included several gowns and suits and strange articles of clothing. And then Savoy also had the family tailor come and meet them to ensure that everybody fit their clothing.
Excellent. That's I know that Naomi, for one, will take that up because she doesn't exactly have a lot on her. Yes, she dresses nice because she, FBI agent, but as far as like masquerade ball formal, not really.
Yeah.
And she's like, do I have to wear a dress? I don't have to wear a dress, do I?
Savoy gives Naomi a look and is like, no, I'm not going to make you wear a dress.
Okay. I mean, it's more about what's acceptable to fairies. What even is acceptable? Like, are women supposed to wear dresses if you're a fairy?
Savoy seems to have like a lapse in expression, and their eyes turn that vibrant yellow color, and you can hear Zahil's voice as they say, well, as long as you look fancy as fuck, they don't give a damn what your gender is or how you're wearing gender appropriate clothing.
Okay, that's
been my experience.
Answers the question.
Vic chimes in.
Savoy wrestles Zahil back and is themselves again.
Okay, that certainly answers that question. Okay. So Selena actually comes forward and gives you guys basically like a little crystal ball thing, like one of those, like, you know how in Labyrinth David Bowie is like rolling these crystal balls around in his hand? So it's like yay big, and it's basically that, a scrying glass, so to speak. And it's like, okay, listen, so I've been thinking about it, and I think that we will be more use for you out here, where it's safe, where we have internet and books and things of that matter. So, and that, I know you're talking about bringing Faith along, but he would piss off every single fairy around in the area, and that's probably a bad idea.
Oh, without doubt.
So, yeah, maybe isn't a good idea to bring him along.
Savoy just smiles and nods and says it's probably for the best.
However, I've been talking with, Miss Tilda, and what we've decided is to give you guys basically a call-in option. Like, remember back in like the 2000s, there was that show with the $1 million and the questions and.
Savoy just gives her the blank look of somebody who has no idea.
No, not ringing any bells. Shame.
Is that something those millennials used to watch?
Possibly. More likely they're grandparents or parents. Something like that. Regardless, they had this option that it was all call in, call a friend, and you had like three of those. So you have three opportunities to call a friend, so to speak, if you need any help.
Excellent.
Okay.
That sounds great.
Why they wouldn't just grab their cell phone?
I don't think cell phones work in this world.
Precisely. I don't think cell phones are going to work past a, rift in space time and
on whatever weird TV show they used to watch way back when.
So Savoy will take the crystal ball and pocket it and tell Selena thank you.
She's like, you are absolutely welcome, dear. What else do you guys do to prepare?
So
Jonas.
Sorry, go on.
Jonas and Mira, especially, y'all haven't put in.
So Jonas has been practicing his magic with Mira, and then he would have looked to see if there was anything available in Savoy's family's clothes. Would there have been anything like what the photo I sent earlier?
Yes, there is a lot like that.
Okay, so he ends up getting this green tuxedo and bow tie with like black trim in places, nice slim fit, a white button-down shirt under it, as well as a vest in a slightly different tone of green, and these nice brown shoes. He has these cufflinks that say juicy on them, written in gold. And as well as like his dress socks have like a little bit of like flair. If you saw his ankles, it'd be like, ooh, juicy. So that's what he's done. He tried to find something without having to bother the tailor too much, although I'm sure he had to get a couple of alterations.
Because he's tall.
He is tall.
Tall boy. In general, Jonas, actually tell me, like, how excited are you about this?
Jonas is extremely excited, but also extremely apprehensive. A way that he described it to Savoy was, I can't remember, like trying not to, sorry, 1 second. Trying to figure out what Temryu's game is, but trying not to take things too seriously, despite the millions of lives at risk. That's his that's his mood right now. But he's also really excited to be going.
Anxious. So anxiety mixed with excitement.
Yes.
Very nice. Finally, Mira, have you ever visited another world that wasn't the one that you came from?
I'm probably guessing not.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. I would also just like to mention that Mira sees the juicy written on Jonas's socks and his cuffs, and she has war flashbacks to the dad bod shirt and being shown that photo on Google. So right off the bat, she is just not having a good time.
Meanwhile, Jonas is owning it. Like, I guess this is my thing now. You know,
Love
it's
that
fine
for him.
Love that.
But yeah, no,
So-
I'd say she probably stayed in her realm for probably all of her life.
Yes. So, yeah. So that's, what about prep work, Mira? Do you do any really prepping? Like, describe maybe that, what you're choosing to wear.
Yeah, in terms of prep work, probably not. Like Riley said, they did some magic, and she kind of went through the steps with Jonas on how to better keep control of his magic so that his flames don't just like sputter out when he's using them. So that was pretty good.
Or, you know, set fire to everything else around him.
Yeah, we probably don't want to do that. So here's hoping that worked. Other than that, in terms of what she's wearing, I'd say she'd probably take like something to work off from Savoy's offered wardrobe. So she probably chose something as a base and then did her own things to it. I imagine that
mother would definitely be into that style of dress, just without all the floral stuff.
Yeah, so the photo that I sent earlier with like this super plunging neckline that's like down to the waistline, the really like sheer sleeves. I love that look on her. She'd probably go for something more kind of nature vibe. So probably like a green or creams, neutral tones, things like that. The piece that really looks cool though is I imagine that she's crafted her jewelry out of nature. So you know those statement piece necklaces that have like the like really long scoop of gemstones arranged. It's like a really thick statement piece.
Yes.
I imagine something like that, but like intertwined like twigs and branches and things. So it goes right up her neck and sits just below her chin. So it goes all the way up, but then also kind of fills in that space where her neckline pledges. So like filling in the gaps with those twigs and stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like that's definitely something that she would do. But yeah, very, very nature oriented. And her mask is inspired by a deer, and it has the antlers coming up and flowers and things draping through the pieces of the antlers.
Well, hold on. Did you get your mask before you go? Because they will provide masks if you don't.
I feel like Mira would probably do that herself.
Okay. I think at least Naomi's not going to worry about it. She's already fretting about what the heck she's wearing. So that's why I bring it up. Like, some of you might want to do your own thing. Some of you may not.
Mira is definitely the hands-on, let me style myself.
Let me do the thing. Are you going to help Lily with her outfit? Because Lily's kind of has insisted that she's leading the charge on this one. She's like, I gotta go back. I'm gonna go back too.
Yes, I would say she helps Lily.
What kind of, like, I'll have you choose, because Lily doesn't have the sense about her to really pick anything good for herself.
That's a good question. I feel like Mira might style Lily in like the really stereotypical fairy tale kind of fairy attire. You know, like with all the ribbons and the bells and whistles and stuff.
Purple, yeah.
Yeah. I feel
purple
like
princess dress.
Yeah, I feel like she would probably go like stereotypical fairy for Lily and just make it really fun for her. And not worry so much about like where her attire is super fancy and has a specific look about it, and she's fashioned these things out of tree branches in nature. I think she would do something fun for Lily so that she can enjoy it.
Like a little tulip flower crown or whatever.
Yeah.
And tulips are out of season, so everyone's just giving her weird looks. Like, where did?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. So she's wearing like pretty much imagine like the Rapunzel dress, like costume dress.
But
and
maybe like
crown.
like the tutu version. So
oh no!
Like really cute.
Well, no, I mean, like the ones for little girls are really cute. So
they are, yeah.
So okay. All right. Dick, what about your outfit?
So Dick is wearing a well, first of all, Dick goes back to her apartment to get her stuff because she's already got outfits for this type of thing, especially living in New Orleans. So she's got a white three-piece suit. The vest has black buttons. She's wearing a black button-up shirt, obviously. Solid black with a red tie. She's got a white fedora with a black band and a little red feather coming out of the side. And she's got like those white and black fancy dress shoes that look kind of old-fashioned.
Right.
And then she's got a mask, which looks like it's like a leather mask, but it looks like big and little red tree leaves.
Right.
It's very dryad looking.
So you provided this one yourself?
Yes, it's one that she already had. And from Savoy's armory, actually no, that she probably have these either way, but either between Dick or Savoy. She's got 3 magazines for her gun of silver bullets, 3 of cold iron bullets, and from Tilda, she gets a sachet of monk's hood or 2, and she has a flask of vervain tea. She also has a silver pocket watch and chain, and fancy Ray-Ban sunglasses.
Ray-Bans. And Ray-Bans, because why not?
Yep.
Excellent.
That's it.
Savoy, what about your outfit?
Savoy is wearing midnight blue velvet.
Ooh.
Savoy is wearing something like a 3-piece suit, but it is worn with a wide leather sash and a heavy midnight blue cloak trimmed in silver that sits on their shoulders. It's a very modern couture style. And Savoy did have to take it in because it was their father's. And unfortunately, Savoy is unable to find a way to stash their shotgun on them. So Savoy has silver and iron weapons that they have had extra hilts sewn into not the cloak, but the coat pockets, so that they can carry daggers with them. And Savoy does not have a mask, under the assumption that they will just get a mask when they arrive.
Well, that's what was promised, so...
Exactly.
All right, and Naomi... Naomi is wearing black dress slacks, kind of like these sort of black boots, except like the slacks kind of go over them, so it's hard to tell if they're definitely made for like tromping, like being able to go through tough terrain, not just like regular dress shoes. But they still look nice and sleek and black. Then she's wearing kind of a black suit coat over it with two double-breasted buttons, and a white button-down shirt underneath. She didn't feel comfortable getting too much fancier than that. And just in general frets the whole entire time.
Of course.
Yes, well, that's Naomi for you. So once you guys are all ready to go, it's been established that from the Temaru in the mirror, that the mirror is the way that you can get to and from his realm without having to summon a rift. Which, in general, as the mirror Temaru has said, have you really talked to the mirror Temaru since?
No.
I think so.
Okay. Well, in general, what that mirror Temaru said is the rifts tend to just be a mess and difficult to summon and drain a lot of energy. So, this is a lot safer and better way of travel.
Right. Rifting is bad.
Yep. So, I mean, do you set up the mirror to travel, or are you going to ask Lily to use her book and make a rift? Because if you haven't trusted the mirrors at all or set it up, it might take a bit of effort.
Savoy would have made the preparations necessary, because was that the rifts are harder and more exhausting to do. So while they may not necessarily trust the mirrors, it seems like a sounder way of passage to and from the fairy realm than the rifts are, because if they run out of magic, how are they going to get back?
Right. I mean, the only one who is really working with magic or worrying about magic is Lily, if that was the case, through her book. Which means it's Temaru's magic you're using, but still.
But Lily's a child, and her capacity to have the endurance for something like that could be limited.
Right.
So Savoy would want to make sure that they weren't tapping into a limited resource.
Fabulous. All right.
Tilda's an asset that the party has, if you wanted to go that route. You are worried about extra magic.
True. That is true. But also, why use their magic when you can use Temaru's reserves? Am I right?
Because
Let's
I like
save
throwing.
Temaru as plan B, shall we?
Yeah, like a last resort.
Or Z.
Plan Z.
Last ditch effort to get home again would be Temaru's magic.
Yes,
I bring
fair
up
enough.
Tilda because I like throwing extra variables and chaos into situations.
Naturally.
Okay, so y'all decide. Well, how are you getting there?
Mirror.
Okay. Mirror it is. Okay. So, you set this mirror. How do you set up this mirror? Is there a specific room in the house that you set up the mirror in? Do you make sure all the rest of the mirrors are covered? What's the mirror situation, Savoy?
I'm not sure. Savoy would have stashed the mirror in a lead and charmed box. So until they were ready to use it, the mirror would be out of the way, essentially. And then when they were ready, they would obtain it and set it up in the living room, I guess.
Excellent. All right. So, do you use the big mirror like you did before?
Yeah, I think that the large mirror in the sitting room would be the easiest portal to walk in and out of.
Makes sense. So, all right. You all are ready. You all are dressed. Some of you has masks. Some of you don't. In general, you're all like admiring each other. I think, is this the first time you all have seen each other's outfits or whatever?
Yeah.
Probably.
So, Naomi's just feeling kind of awkward, a little bit underdressed compared to some of you. And yeah, in general, she's just like, wow. Dick, she does look at you and she's like, wow, you look just that Captain America thing, like you're about to touch, and just like is awkward.
Wait, the what thing?
The Captain America, remember the original Captain America where Agent Carter almost touches Captain America's big bulging muscles?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I know what you're
yes,
talking
yes.
about now. Yeah, yeah. Dick,
And it's just
Dick
like,
gives her just gives her a smirk, like, look half bad yourself.
Thanks. Thanks.
Boob touch.
Boob touch. Not exactly where I was intending for her to touch, but sure. She doesn't touch anywhere, actually, so good.
Yeah.
Anyways. Jonas, this is your first time. Is this the first time you see your girl in the full dress?
Yes.
Yeehaw,
I would
am I
say
right?
yes. Yeah, yeehaw. Jonas's jaw just kind of drops and he just like sits there for a second and then he's like, oh wait. And he like goes over to her side and like offers his arm.
She takes it.
Then he'll just like bring her further into the room towards the mirror.
So boy, you are holding this lead box with the mirror inside. Do you like, and so everyone's here. Do you just like pop it open?
Yep. Once everybody is there and ready to rumble, Savoy pulls the mirror out and holds it up and looks into it and kind of taps the glass.
In
like, hello.
So it takes a bit, but it like almost like crackles, like it has been like an old TV that has been turned on for the first time in decades, but actually still works. And
cool.
Temryu is there, the cheerful Temryu, as I don't know. Naomi particularly has been referring to it as like, it seems to be a more cheerful Temryu. And
Right.
I imagine Selena herself has just kind of ran with it, like, yes, cheerful Temryu. I love that. And he's like, oh yes. Hello, I'd rather you didn't keep me in the what kind of box was that? I could hardly even see myself breathe.
It was simply a precaution. That's all.
Fine, don't trust me, I get it.
We can talk about this after. If you would prefer more accommodating gestures. However,
at least put my mirror on a pillow of silk.
I mean, sure, I can do that next time. We would like to travel to the Fox's wedding.
Fox's wedding. Oh, you must mean the Fox Moss. Yes, I seem to know where that is, and they do in fact have a mirror set up there, if I recall. Just give me a moment. You don't mind if you put me in that mirror right there, that big one?
I don't mind at all, as long as you promise not to take over the rest of the mirrors in the house.
In general, that's usually not my intention. It just happens, but I will try to be careful.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So, but yes, Jonas.
Question. If the mirror people swapped places, would Tilda's charm still work? Since they're in Savoy's house and they'd be
They're not.
transported.
They're not
If they
necessarily
exited the mirrors.
monsters. Here's the thing: is Tilda's spell is more specific for like monsters or people who will do you mean you ill. They are literally different versions of yourself. So I'm not positive how the rules of that would work.
Well, then a mirror would definitely get teleported because we had that trouble before.
Oh, yep. A mirror on the wall.
Yeah.
Whole fucking mirror is suddenly in the basement. You hear a crash. Whoops.
I can just kind of imagine like Barney having to go down there every so often and just clear out stuff from everything that tries to get into the house.
Yeah, oh, that's a magic squirrel that seems to have wandered into the house. How did that happen? Well, it's quite dead now. That's disgusting.
Yeah. Just like a magic bug zapper.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, did anyone lose this magic sock?
Oh
Jonas, it seems like something.
Yes,
Jonas,
my
it
gosh.
seems like something you would wear.
Oh my god.
Anyways, so with that, but you, the Temryu in the mirror, the cheerful Temryu instructs you to basically use a black sock as Alex. Anyways, so Temryu actually instructs you to basically just put it in the mirror, and sure enough, the mirror you're able to put your hand through the mirror it's kind of weird considering you were could tap the mirror and physically touch the mirror without any problems before.
Right.
Regardless, then Temryu appears in that mirror. He's like, much better. I felt quite cut down to size in that tiny hand mirror. Oh yes, the fox is winning. Give me one moment. All right. And all of a sudden, the image on the mirror changes and opens up to these woods, this forest. It's one of those dark forests, the ones that are I would imagine Nottingham Forest, where it's very dark, very moody, but with lanterns. Kind of imagine those Asian lantern plants, except actual lights just hanging from the trees, giving this orange light and orange glow to everything. That is the image that appears, and you see a kind of a stone path that leads into a clearing in these woods where you do in fact see some foxes and other creatures beginning to gather. There is a banquet table, there is a fountain. It definitely seems like there is an occasion. So
Savoy leads the charge and walks
sword. Just football hustle in there.
Jonas will escort Mira through after, also having holding Lily's hand on his other side to walk through.
Lily's like, oh, I'm excited. I missed playing in the woods all by myself.
Creepy girl.
Yep. So, as Naomi kind of sheepishly follows after everyone else, Once again, still super awkward. But finally, as you guys step out, it's kind of this round. I wouldn't even call it like improper mirror. It's almost like a pane of glass, or like it looks almost like water that has just been frozen in time, surrounded by stone. And that's what you step out of as you come out into this place. And on the side of the table there, on the side of the mirror, there's a table with masks. Not all of you have masks. If I recall, Mira, you have one. Dick has one, but the rest of you do not, correct?
Did Mira make Jonas a mask?
Do you want Mira to have made a mask for Jonas?
I don't know. That's up to Mira.
Mira can certainly do that.
But would she have thought of that?
Sure. Yes. What do you want it to look like?
The one that's matchy.
Okay.
Matchy,
well, then they
matchy.
both have little deer masks.
Well, Lily would have felt left out to make her a deer mask
yes.
as well.
There's a little tiny deer mask for Lily. Do y'all hear this? Just hold on. Let me move closer to the window.
Oh, I can definitely hear it. Oh my god.
What is that? What is that?
Fireworks.
Oh. What's the occasion in Canada?
It's Canada Day.
Happy Canada Day.
Oh, happy Canada Day.
Happy Canada Day.
Thanks. I don't know how I feel about it.
I imagine, Michael, thank you so much for the $3 donation. It says a lingering mark from the kiss for the 3. What kiss specifically? Was it from Mira and Jonas? I don't remember.
Alex, no juicy mask. Not gonna. Mira is not gonna put
juicy cufflinks and juicy socks.
Mira's not gonna put her freaking PTSD trigger on this mask. All she's thinking about now is dad bods. No.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Jonas is her juicy fruit. No.
Oh my god. I mean, considering the juice inside the juicy, maybe. He keeps trying to offer himself up as a snack, so
It's true.
If she bites him, he's a gusher.
Oh my god. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That's amazing. But I mean, last session there was a kiss from Dick and Naomi. I'm assuming you mean this session, Mira and Jonas kissed, correct? So there's a lingering mark from that kiss.
Her lipstick stains his cheek.
No. There you go.
Aww.
A fairy
Thank
kiss.
you.
It's a little glittery.
He's not touched by an angel, he's kissed by a fairy.
Kissed by Faye.
Fairy kissed.
You know, fairy touched means an entirely different thing, right?
Oh no. Get out
Is
of
that
here.
a sex thing?
Yes. Duh.
Duh.
Duh. All right. So
When is
yes,
it never
there are
not a sex thing?
Well, it's
masks.
entirely ambiguous, correct, Vanessa?
Yes, we love ambiguity in this household. It's none of your business, guys.
So yeah, so there are masks on the table. For those of you who do not have masks, so specifically Savoy and Naomi are the only ones that don't. Naomi picks kind of this elegant, like, goat-like mask with like white and gold horns. and little feathers down the side. She thinks it's cute, and plus a lot of the other ones are just a little too gaudy for her, so she does fret though once she puts it on. It's like, the horns aren't a little too much, are they? I could try to find a simpler one. I should have thought of this. I was thinking, okay. If you think it's fine, then I'll definitely take your word for it.
Compliments your outfit.
So, and then Savoy, what kind of mask do you get?
What masks are there, fair GM?
Well, name one, friend. There's definitely probably like bird beak masks.
Savoy picks up a bird beak mask and immediately gets the voice in the back of their head, fucking ironic.
Does Mira see Savoy pick up the bird mask?
Yes, definitely. Y'all are still in a group together.
She just, as soon as she sees it, she like passes behind Savoy and she's like, well, that's fitting, don't you think?
Savoy shoots her a look and purposely picks it down, and instead picks up a nondescript mask with a simple I filigreed in black ink.
Mira pouts and she goes, "Oh, you're such a party pooper. Such a party pooper."
Jonas's like shoulders like just kind of like shake, like you could tell he's laughing but trying not to do so out loud.
Why would you? Is pooping at a party like when you use your friend's toilet and like
Mira just like strokes her hair and she's like, no.
No. Oh.
Savoy very indignantly puts the nondescript white porcelain mask on their face.
There you go.
Just to make another jab, Mira just goes.
So just like whatever.
Excellent. So y'all, now that you are here and you have your masks and everything, I would like you guys to roll. Need someone to roll read a bad situation?
Okay. Yippee-ki-yay. That's sharp or...
I would specifically... Okay. Now, here's what I'm going to say. Savoy, I would like you to roll cool. Like,
oh, goody.
You're in a magic realm now.
Oh, so. I did okay.
Nice. All right. So you are okay. You managed to keep control. Mira, would you roll weird? Probably Jonas as well.
Yes, ma'am. Forgot my dice. Just 1 second.
And then Dick, you roll sharp.
Sorry, I was responding to some subscriptions and things. What was happening? Real quick.
You're just basically observing your settings.
Okay, cool.
So for you, it's more of like a read a bad situation. Yes, Jonas made a high roll. Good job.
Finally.
All my dice are missing.
Oh no.
I have one. I'll just roll it twice, I guess.
I guess. Okay. So Jonas, Savoy, you're okay. I'm gonna actually start with Savoy because I think that you would feel the effects first. So Savoy, as soon as you're like...
Sorry, just before I forget, it was a 13 for Mira.
Oh, damn. Good. For magic? Weird? Yes. Excellent. Thank you. All right. So, Savoy, as soon as you put on the mask, you start feeling that magic, like, prickle up your skin. That that stuff that makes you lose control and stuff. You feel it.
Involuntary response. Not very many people would see, but the prickling of feathers up their neck, but it recedes.
Yes, so, but you feel it. It's thick, like fog in the air. Mira and Jonas, both of you got fantastic. Both of you succeeded. And, so you both feel that as well, this just thick magic. And Jonas, you think back on your experiences in another world, and you don't remember it ever quite feeling like this. Probably the closest that it felt this weird was in the Wilderlands at the edges where things were feeling a little off, but nothing this thick or as wrong almost. And you, Mira, you lived most of your life in another realm, and it feels sick, almost like this magic is ill.
Something's not right. Like, he'll
Does it
mutter that
have-
under his breath to Mira.
Yeah, does it have any, like, lasting effects on Mira, or is it just something that she can sense?
No, you can sense it. You probably like make face, just like sensing it, like smelling a bad smell and just having it linger in your nostrils, just like ugh.
Yeah, in that case, she just nods to Jonas to acknowledge what he said. And she makes a face.
Yes. So yeah, you both noticed that. Dick, you noticed some other things. I imagine your time with your dryad girlfriend, she described to you the forests of her world and how beautiful and what they, I guess, should look like. But here, upon closer inspection, although the trees look normal when you look at them like from a distance, the moment you get up close, you notice that the wood is kind of rotting and that there are kind of thorny vines that seem to be going through the wood, almost like choking out these trees.
Like some sort of evil, sinister kudzu.
The sinister kudzu, yes.
Also,
I don't know, does kudzu have thorns?
It does not, which is
I
why I
don't
said evil
recall.
and sinister. But kudzu is notorious for choking out other
Yes, it is.
plant life.
I lived in South Carolina for a few years. I know that.
Also, real quick, thank you, Michael, for the $3 donation, and for let's see, that was for the lingering mark from the kiss. Also, thank you, Yasmin, for the gifted sub to Michael. Michael has used that for 2 plot points for Dick to have a communicator wristwatch like Dick Tracy. However you want to work that into the game, Bruin, feel
Hey,
free.
why not? Why not just have it? It was
Okay.
a gift for your second date with Naomi that you
Does Naomi have one too, so like they can
Yes.
talk back and forth? That's amazing. Okay, cool.
I don't
I love
know
it.
which one of you was the one who thought of it. It could have been Naomi.
That sounds like a Naomi thing.
Yes, and she's like, I just thought.
Oh boy. Sorry, I got scared that. Hold on, let's see if I can get there before
Fireworks.
it stops. Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, that's loud.
That's loud.
They're pretty though. Anyway, sorry.
And then
Yes.
Riley, you've also got $5 to spend on that chart now with your gifted sub from Michael.
Excellent.
I think that was all the plot points and donations so far. So I wanted to make sure that you saw all those, and thank you, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much.
Okay, so Dixie's Sinister Kudzu.
Yeah, and you do notice like the trees are like have sap on them. It looks like the trees are like a thick, dark sap, almost like the trees are bleeding, but the trees don't look healthy. It is weird. It is weird. There's something weird. You definitely get that just feeling of weird. How many more times can I say weird?
At least one more.
Weird.
Dick is going to like slowly move over to Mira and just kind of lean over and not exactly whispering, but just kind of talking quietly. So Red, there's some sort of evil-looking thorny kudzu choking out the woods, and the trees look like they're corrupted or bleeding or something. Is that normal?
Mira, from what you can see of the remaining part of Mira's face that's uncovered, she kind of grimaces a little bit, and she approaches one of the trees and puts her hand on it, and she tries to pump a little bit of her magic into it. It's almost like she's not trying to do anything with the tree. It's the same kind of pulse that she would give to, say, like a flower to make it bloom. Like she just wants to see if pushing magic into the tree will repair any of it.
Yeah, go ahead and roll weird.
Ooh, sorry, hold on.
Let me
15. That's 15.
Whoa, hot damn! Are you kidding me? So you rolled like 2 6s?
I rolled
What?
2 6s, yeah.
Holy shit. Okay. God damn. Okay. If you get a 10 plus, magic works without issues. Choose your effect. So you're trying to heal the tree a bit, right?
Yeah, so it's only a small section. She puts her hand flat against the bark of the tree, and she's just kind of pulsing a little bit of her magic into it. Like I said, it's the same kind of thing that she would do to grow a plant or like make a flower bloom. Right. So she's essentially pushing some of that life force into the tree to see if it heals, and if it does heal, what happens to it then.
So interestingly, as you do this, the bark becomes more green, and you didn't exactly realize this until now, but it's more of a brown and an orange. It's almost like this world or this place is in an eternal autumn, like the early autumn where things are kind of brown and wilting and orange, and leaves are still on the trees, but there is that crisp coolness in the air that suggests that winter is coming. And
right.
Reference not meant. Not intentional.
So very, very autumny.
I see it, Raven.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We'll get to that in a second. But yes.
Can you let him live his life for 1 second, please?
Never.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so I got distracted by the message as well. You said it's more like autumn, right? Like the tail end of autumn moving into winter.
No, more like the beginning of autumn, where the leaves have not quite fallen from the trees, but they are changing vivid colors.
Okay. Yeah.
But things are wilting and drying and dying, and there's that crispness in the air. I would say a good like October-esque sheen to these trees. But as you put your magic in it and things try to right themselves, it is a beautiful spring green that appears on the bark and the wood. That kind of like rich, cool, like mossy green. Mm-hmm. Before it is kind of consumed again.
Yeah, she kind of pulls her hand back, almost like oh shit, if it moves so fast to consume the life in it, like I don't want to be touching that shit if it has any effect on me, you know what I mean? So she just holds her hand back really quick.
I would say that no, you didn't really feel like there was an effect on you specifically, but you feel like this land is naturally sick. like that. And that probably staying here long may do the same thing. Who knows how long the trees have been like this?
Yeah. Well, guess we're gonna have to spend our whole lives trying to fix this mess, as we always seem to do.
Uh, or something. So yes, those are your observations. But at that point, what's interesting is Jonas and Mara, you saw small foxes, small fairy foxes, and sure enough, there seems to be like small, tiny houses, like in the trees almost. But these foxes seem to be about person size. You're not sure if they can just change their size or what the situation is, or if they are at home, maybe they have more access to magic. But regardless, the foxes notice you, and sure enough, they're wearing like these oranges and rich coppers and things like that that almost seem to match that whole mood, that autumn feel. As a couple come over and they're like, "Oh yes, welcome, welcome." Jonas, as they move forward, you do see something odd behind them for a moment. You're a couple of ghosts from the past, a couple of spirits. But they seem to disappear as these foxes kind of block your view.
Jonas shakes his head a little bit to kind of, and like does a double take, and then just smiles with his mouth, but not with his eyes, like saying hello and returning pleasantries.
Yes.
They come
You're
over
glad
and
to have you.
Mira like sweeps her like her little curtsy, and like she's very, I don't know, there's a lot of bounciness to the movement. Like she seems more at home here, so she knows how to play the part well.
Yes, the fairy politeness.
Mm-hmm.
We are glad to have you, our esteemed guests.
Well, thank you so very much for inviting us.
Yes, festivities are not quite have begun. They do speak a little weird, like they're not quite properly speaking English. Festivities are not quite have begun, but you must be able to help yourselves to the food. We will announce the events, the as they occur, but feel free to listen to music and get to know us, the fairy of this area of the wood.
Jonas will speak up and ask, like, say, will Miss Black be in attendance tonight?
Miss Black. Oh, you must mean the shapeshift, the mimic. Well, no, it's specifically a fairy occasion, if I recall. Miss Black is from a different area of wood. It's not. She is not our fairy. No, perhaps we should have thought of inviting the other houses, but that was not as instructed, so we did not.
Jonas smiles and bows his head. Thank you. It's an honor to have been invited.
Of course, of course. Lily's like, yeah, Tamario's not gonna be here either. And the fox actually looks at her and she's like, you of all people must know, Mistress Lily, that Tamario is not in any state to leave his castle. When the time comes, you must be able to go through these woods to reach the castle on the other side, to see him yourself. But as far as attending events, he is in no state to.
Well, that's unfortunate.
You do not sound much sad.
Savoy interjects and is like, oh no, we are deeply saddened by Temryu's experience with this. We do hope Temryu finds recovery quickly, and we, as humans, are doing everything that we can to aid in that recovery.
Yes, I'm sorry, forgive me. I was just disappointed to hear that he would not be in attendance tonight. I was under the impression that I might have been able to see him, but I did not realize his situation was so bad.
Yes. In fact, we can tell you now what his situation is, if you like.
That'd be great.
And Lily actually is the one who speaks up and says he's very, very sick. He's been sick for a very long time. And the foxes nod in agreement and say, he has been sick since the beginning of the making of this world.
Well,
He is wrong. He was broken when this all was made. Surely you see that things are not the way it's supposed to be.
I had noticed the sinister kudzu, yes.
The fox tilts its head. Say, kudzu.
It's a sort of fast-growing, thick vine.
Ah, yes. You must mean the thorns. We do not mind them. It seems that they protect what remains of the trees. So, if there is anything much else that we can do for you, let us know, or let anyone else know. The esteemed couple are not out yet. They will arrive when the festivities begin, which we will announce.
excellent. Savoy says.
They give a bow and walk off. And with that, I think we are going to go to break.
All right, we'll be back in about 10 minutes, so be sure to hydrate, stretch your legs, grab a snack if you need to, and we'll see you in about 10 minutes. Be right back.
Yes.
Yay!
Welcome back. All right. So with that, you are left to your own devices. Basically, the path lets off to this open courtyard, this clearing in the forest. And there is certainly quite a bit to see. There are displays, there are epitaphs, there's flower arrangements, all in these browns and oranges and creams. And there is music, and it's this strange lilting woodwinds. I would say almost like a Celtic band, almost, of fox people. There are the houses in the trees that you can kind of see, all decorated. There's the food table. There are, crystalline sculptures. And then there is a path further on, like on the other side of this clearing, that leads into the dark woods. And that path is, in fact, lined with flowers and lanterns.
What does their food and libation look like?
Their food and libation, which is a great word. I always want to be spelling bee. Well, you use that in a sentence, but I know what it is. You're fine. So the food and drink. You go. Savoy wanders over to the food table, and it is beautiful. Basically, they're like different wicker baskets and wooden baskets, like twigs, made of twigs and stuff, and lined with either like silk cloths or moss, with things like berries and sweets and biscuits, like little cookies. There's these beautiful mushrooms. There are smoked meats, all lined around a tray with like flower arrangement in the center. There are crisp apples and little tarts. It's kind of like a mix between like charcuterie meets woodland garden meets tea party. There is even a separate table for drinks, and the drinks are definitely not anything you'd recognize, but you would probably suspect that it's some sort of mead, as well as wine, berry wine.
All right. Would Zahil have any warnings against the alcohol?
Good question. How about you roll sharp for me?
Yay.
Kind of a read a bad situation.
4.
Uh-oh.
Also, I leveled up.
So I get to make a hard move.
Yippee.
No, in general, like, it seems to be like honeyed mead. Yeah, it's fairy food, but honestly, it seems fine. And these are foxes anyways. You're not, like, positive. There probably is some magical property. You can definitely sell, like, everything's magic here. But honestly, there's nothing really to be concerned about in that respect.
All right. So Savoy pours themselves a drink.
What variety?
Berry wine.
Yeah, I'd say that there's berry wine. There is honeyed wine or mead, and then there is a cider. I think those are the three like main alcohol, and of course it's alcohol because these are fairies.
Berry wine.
Excellent.
So, seeing that Savoy is getting alcohol, Dick's gonna go over there and take a look at it as well.
Okay.
So, what did I need to roll to see if this is gonna be okay for human consumption?
You don't have any weird, do you?
I'm at a -1 on weird.
Okay. I'll give you the option of weird or sharp, and your I guess your observations will change depending.
Okay. I'm gonna go with sharp. And also, oh damn, 14 on sharp.
Hot damn.
And also lean over to Mira and be like, hey, so this is what I think about alcohol, but you know better than me about fairy stuff, at least with food. So, am I right?
So, Mira, would you roll weird for me? Since you're kind of working together on this project.
9.
Okay, mixed success, mixed success. Okay. So, Dick, Mira.
Mm-hmm.
Dick, you know that, in general, like, fairy food have been known to charm people. And Mira, you could probably attest to this, that there were times that fairies would hold great feasts for themselves, and if humans ate fairy food, they would be charmed or, you know, have to follow the whims of the fae in question. But that in general was because they were unwelcome guests. They weren't invited. They weren't, like, it was a spirited away type situation where it's like, this food ain't for you, bitch. Like, we're gonna have our fun with you because you ate our fucking food. But you know that you're invited, esteemed guests. That does give it an air of weirdness. Mira, you do know that this food is magic, or at least have some magic property, but everything is fucking magic around here.
Okay. I think that Dick is going to pull out the flask of vervain tea that she brought with her and take a big swig of that, hand it to Savoy and be like, hey, before you drink that, drink this. As vervain is supposed to ward against mind compulsion and
Mind
charm
compulsion.
effects.
Excellent.
And we'll see if that helps. But Dick's not going to leave a table full of free booze untouched. So
All right. So,
so
what
yeah,
do you take
that's what
the
you should do,
offering?
and then get the berry wine.
Oh yeah, Savoy throws it back.
Of the
It tastes really bitter, by the way.
That's fine.
Savoy's had worse.
Truth.
So, yeah. All right. Here's the situation. There is no mind control properties to this tea as you're drinking it. Like, nothing. No issues there. You don't feel suddenly compelled. You don't feel like you're losing control of yourself or anything. But the forest does seem slightly weirder. Both of you take a point of sanity loss.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
And it could just be that you're drunk, or that
It's
very...
LSD booze!
It's okay. Dick, upon drinking, you do realize that this has come from a sick forest that's been sick for a very long time. There's probably going to be some weird effects. Not that it means to have weird effects. It just is going to.
Okay.
And but nothing that is so sinister as, I would say, compulsion or things like that.
Okay, cool. I think Dick's rather enjoying the effects then, if everything's starting to look weird.
Also, Savoy is in the same boat.
Just things like, it seems like the trees are breathing faintly, and yeah,
Oh man, that does sound a lot like
Dick's-
LSD.
it does.
Dick's gonna lean over to Savoy and be like, hey boss, you seeing the trees breathe too?
Yeah. This apparently
need to
is
get-
some good shit.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. We need to get some of this stuff and on our side.
I will work on it.
Hold
I think some absinthe would go a long way.
Hold on one second.
Ooh,
I'm hearing
An
your
absinthe and berry wine cocktail?
Raven. Your cat is yowling. Give me 1 second. I might toss. Is the door open downstairs?
No, it's not open to downstairs.
I
but,
think that he's
Dick-
in my laundry. Hold on.
Okay, yeah, Dave's gone, so you can toss him down here. My cat Jane likes to grab clothes and then like just drag them out in his mouth, and then we'll just hold the clothes in his mouth and just knead at it and yowl. It's really weird. Whoa! Thank you so much, Michael. It's a $25 tip or donation. Okay, so that is introduce an ally or enemy NPC.
Uh-oh.
Much in the same line of the Pied Piper of Hamelin. There's a pied woman about that looks like a sailor scout. Seems to be attracted to one of the players. Is this an ally or somebody nefarious,
Or an enemy.
Michael?
Oh, boy.
GM choice.
GM choice. Oof. Okay.
Fuck us up, Rowan.
So you've got a Pied Piper sailor scout that can help us or hinder us there, Rowan, whatever you want to do.
Well,
Enjoy that.
here's the thing about fox fairies and fox spirits in general is that they do have the ability to transform into humans, or human-like appearances. So, yes, sure enough. I mean that I'm not gonna have that happen right away here, but probably after we're done going crazy over the food, literally. Does anyone else want to check out the food? Like Mira, Jonas, Lily is helping herself to berries just immediately. She's just like, oh,
Jonas is gonna grab Lily and be like, "Hey, listen, I brought you some candy. How about you eat that instead?"
but the berries, they're so good. You can have one. And her hands are like sticky with berry juice.
Mira inspects the berries to make sure they're fine, because if there's nothing wrong with them, then she can eat them.
I mean, it's kind of the same situation with the wine, where it's like this is a dark area. This is a place that has is not healthy, so who knows how that affects the food. But in
Right.
general, there's nothing insidious about it. It's not enchanted to, cause harm.
Mira picks some of the berries up in her fingers and smells them. And
They smell like fairies.
she puts it back.
Just smell like
And-
berries.
she just tugs at Lily just to be safe, and she says, "No, darling, I think it's best for now if we leave this alone."
Lily's like, but I had them plenty before. The foxes always brought the best berries to the castle. Are you sitting on my sketchbook, you fucking cat? Dude. No. Don't sit on the sketchbook. Okay, move. What the? Okay, come on. Jane. You're gonna break my sketchbook. There you go.
Jane is my
grief.
cat, by the way.
Ugh.
Yes,
I feel like I now need a scene where it's just like the 50s old TV thing that pops up and says we're having technical difficulties with elevator music.
Suddenly play like
Yes, except
Giant Sharpie pet. God damn it, cat.
except let's try to roll a 14. Yeah, except not really because copyright issues with Twitch.
Yeah, well.
But
not
something
anymore.
like that, but legally distinct from that. You're kind of quiet now, Rowan, for some reason.
Okay, it might be. Things got wonky over here. Hold on.
There you go. I can hear you better now.
Yeah, I think it unplugged partially from falling over. So. All right. So yeah, so Lily was just explaining. It's like they always brought the best treats to the castle. They make good tarts. I would eat so many. I would make myself sick.
All right.
And
Well,
it was my own dumb fault.
how about what you're holding in your hands, and then we'll go.
Okay. And she she looks at her hand and she starts eating it very slowly. And then reaches out and grabs a tart in the other hand. My hand touched it, it's mine now.
Mira just shoots her like a look, and her eyes beneath the mask are they're black with like the little yellow irises. So she just like narrows her eyes, and all you can see is like the tiny little slit of yellow. It's very disapproving mom look.
She's like, you can have it if you want. I got it for you.
Oh, you got it for me, did you? Just to butter me up?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I see. Well, no, you can eat it, but that's it.
Aww.
I think Dick observing this is just gonna walk over, lick her finger, and then touch the top of Lily's head and be like, "There you go. I touched your head and licked it, so you're mine now."
Okay. That's how goblins work,
This
right?
look, Mira just has this look on her face, and that's just like, no, not again.
Dick just gives her a wink and goes, "All right, well, if you're mine, then that means you're not allowed to grab more sweets and eat them."
Aww. But you can grab them for me.
I wanted to.
Well, you're already drinking the good juice, so why wouldn't you?
I'm trying to watch my calories.
Oh. What's a calorie?
I'll tell you when you're older, kid. Tell you what, though, I'm gonna give you back to your mom now, and Dick just sort of like scoots Lily towards Mira.
So, Naomi has been observing the little birdhouses, pretty much. That's almost what they look like, made out of like twigs and stuff. It's got that nice homemade charm. Made out of like bark and bits of like leaves. And she has actually brought Jonas over for a second opinion. It's like, so you said you were here before, like, I mean, not necessarily here, but in another world. That's where we are, right? It's
Yes. And
okay.
Jonas's body language is different from what it usually is. His arms are kind of crossed across his body, crossed across. I don't know if that's grammatically okay, but his arms are kind of crossed, and he's a little bit more stiff than usual, but he doesn't look super uncomfortable, but it's just a little bit different.
It's like, so all right, so here's my question. You said that there was a small fox that came to see you, right?
Yes.
But these foxes are human-sized. Do They come in different sizes. Do fairies come in different sizes? Is there like fun size fairy or human size fairy?
Absolutely. Yeah. And some fairies can change sizes.
Oh. Oh, well, that's useful, I suppose. So I guess the point of my question is do you think that there's a hierarchy here? Between that small fox that we saw earlier, or do you think they're one and the same?
Jonas's expression darkened and he says, "Oh, there's definitely a hierarchy here, but I don't think it's amongst the size of foxes."
What? Oh, what do you mean? Do you mean like Temryu versus?
Well, for example, when the small fox came, they were being carried by a goblin.
Okay.
Goblins serve other fae. And just something about the situation felt meh.
I see. Another question. Are you all right? You were so excited to be here before.
Just what they were saying about how Temryu's been sick ever since the world split and this one was created. The magic here is a lot more sick than the magic of the other place I've been.
I see. What do you think that's Temryu's fault?
No, I think it's because Temryu isn't all of Temryu. I think it's because Temryu is fragmented. I think Temryu and the magic of this land are very connected.
All right. Well, what can we do beyond what we are already doing?
Just be patient, I guess, and play the game.
Right. Well, does that mean we need to be more cautious? Does that mean...
I don't know. I don't know.
Huh. All right. All right, then. And she turns away and becomes face to face with Boobs Mackenzie. But that, I mean, it's suddenly like this Japanese character almost come to life. But Faye, it's interesting because upon closer on closer inspection, like it looks human initially, but then you see the eyes, and the eyes are like sharp. You okay? Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to be so quiet.
Was it describing Boobs Mackenzie?
Something entirely different. It just happened at the same time. Go on, it's fine, whatever.
But yes, it initially looks like a person in like a school uniform. However, upon closer inspection, like it's got those fox-like eyes, and the clothing almost seems like it's made out of leaves. And the person says, "Oh, human people, you are not with the rest of your friends. Why are you not with the rest of your friends? I'm also human." I'm sorry, I'm cracking myself up. Yes, I'm human. Do you want to skateboards? Also, you guys, what the?
Anyways.
Okay. So yes, you and Naomi are face to face with this rather boobular sailor uniform. Obviously a fox, not fox.
So is this like a kitsune trying to be Sailor Moon, essentially?
Pretty much.
Okay.
And it's like, humans, you're not with the rest of your group. Are you alone?
Jonas all of a sudden has a very different attitude, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, Naomi, do you have your phone? Take a picture. Take a picture. I want a picture."
I mean, yes, but I don't know if it's working, but certainly.
Can I roll to quietly and secretly take a picture of her with my phone?
Yes, sir.
It is that, would that be cool, sharp, or charm?
Cool. Let's do cool.
7.
You not so secretly take a picture, but at least you don't drop it in the punch bowl. Good job.
That's good. I'm glad.
So this fox, I mean this not a fox. It's obviously human. Just tilts head at you and squishes you back, Jonas, as you put an arm around her. Right? It's like, oh yes, I too like hugs. If you want pictures, I know a better picture place. It's over there, and it's so pretty. There's waterfall. Do you want to go there? I can take you there.
So Jonas already was having a suspicion and catching on that this woman is not who she says she is. Do I need to roll to decline?
Oh, actually, that's a good question.
Since it's a Pied Piper.
I think we're going to have an opposite day. There is a manipulate someone roll.
Okay.
You are not manipulating someone, you are being manipulated.
That's cool, right? That sounds like a cool roll.
No, actually it's charm.
Okay. Oh shiz. Well, let's do this. Damn it.
As a reminder, we do have 7d6 and 7 auto crits as the cast.
Oh. I'm gonna use a d6 on top of that.
I'm gonna roll against you.
Oh, that sucks.
Your horde of 16 d6s?
Okay, well I have an 11 now.
Well, fuck you. Can I use another?
You can only use one per roll.
No. Okay. I got a 4, so that was 7. That's still a mixed success. So yes, you are starting to get a funny feeling about this, that there is clearly there's something weird. You get actually that physical feeling, like there's a funny smell in the air, a perfume almost that wasn't there before.
Okay.
It's making you disarmed.
Is
But
Mira
you can't-
in shot of her human potentially being carted off by another fairy?
You were over at the table with Lily. You probably, like, it's up to you to say if you've noticed or not.
I was gonna say, I'm really curious about Mira's reaction here.
I
know. Well, that depends. Do you want Mira to ruin the whole thing?
Other human. now it turns its attention to Naomi. It's like, you can come with. There, that way you won't be lonely.
Um,
I think Dick's gonna just like
pass.
sidle on up at that moment, put an arm around Naomi and go, "Oh, she ain't lonely."
Oh. So there's only one lonely human. All right, I can take this one. Now, mister, let's go take a better photo over there.
I think at this point, Mira's probably she's probably done wrestling the fucking berries out of Lily's hand by now.
Lily's like, no, they're mine.
So instead, Mira opts to like pick Lily up body and bones, and she looks around for the rest of her group, and then spots whatever's happening over there.
Speaking of what's happening over there, Jonas, please take a point of sanity.
Oh, dang it. Where can I keep track of that?
Either physical paper or a separate
The notes in
document
your-
or
Okay.
notes.
I was just wondering if there was somewhere I needed to do it on my character sheet.
No, this is unique.
Okay. It's noted. Okay.
So yeah, you're holding. So Mira, you picked up Lily. Can you roll to manipulate someone for me, Mira? That is plus charm.
Uh-oh.
Yup.
That's a 6.
Oh shit.
Oof.
So this is what happens: is you pick her up. Is you pick Lily up, body and bones, right? You pick her up.
Oh, can I roll? Can I add a d6? Did you say we had d6?
Sure, but I'll roll against you.
Of course you will.
I have 16 of them, and you are not in your
Well-
element. To be fair, this is Lily's turf now. So what do you get for your d6?
I had a 4, so that puts me at 10.
Okay. I got a 4. That's a 6. Anyways,
We do have 7 crits if you want to use a crit.
are you allowed to use a crit after you've rolled already?
We can use a crit whenever.
So here's the situation. Mira, you're looking around for the rest of the party. You see Jonas be with this girl, like nuzzling up against him. And you get that surge of jealousy or whatever you're feeling. Rage, ungodly, unbridled rage. How are you feeling?
That's a good question. I would say maybe a little bit of both.
Okay. So you see this, you're feeling rage and jealousy. And as you are looking upon this scene and you're getting ready to march over there to Jonas and slap him silly or whatever, Lily slips out of your hands and now is refusing to, and goes under the table and is sitting there, refusing to leave. She's like, I live here now.
There's a part of Mira that for a split second is like, leave the fucking gremlin and go. However, she tells that part of herself to just be quiet for a second. And she kneels down by the table so that she can see Lily.
So so you lean down and look at Lily, and Lily's like, I want to be under here now because I'm home now. This is my home, and you're being silly.
Mira tries to make her face neutral so that she doesn't seem angry or anything, but she just says, well, don't you want to go help our friends? We have to go help our friends, right?
Okay. You can go help them and I'll be under here.
But why don't you come with me and then we can come back and eat some more berries when we're done?
I don't want berries anymore. I just want to live under the table.
Well, can you live under the table once we do what we have to do?
Will you pick me up again?
You don't want me to pick you up again?
No, I want to go around and see all the things. I've missed this place.
Okay, I won't pick you up, but will you promise to come with me until we're all done?
If you don't pick me up and you let me go and see the things, I can come with you.
Mira gives her a tight smile. She's like, okay, I promise I won't pick you up if you just come with me.
I will walk with you and I won't eat no more berries, but don't pick me up and I get to see all the pretty things.
Okay, but do you promise not to run off to see the pretty things? Can we see the pretty things after?
Why not?
Because we have to do something first, and if you run away, then I'm going to lose you and we're not going to know where to find you anymore.
Well, it's obvious where I'm gonna be.
Lily, can you please just come with me for now?
Fine. I'll come.
Thank
I
you.
don't want to, though.
She reaches in and, like, ruffles Lily's hair.
I don't wanna, but I'm coming.
Thank you, Lily. And she stands up.
She comes out from under the table and she gets that funny glow about her, and Temri looks up at you. It's like, my. You certainly have gotten a bit attached, haven't you?
Mira just hisses a little bit under her breath.
Oh, no worries. I don't mind. I mean, that was part of the idea of having a child in the first place as my messenger. But regardless, you do realize that she's perfectly safe here, right?
I'd probably rather not take my chances.
Understandable, but honestly, I'd be more worried about yourself. And with that, he's gone again, and Lily shakes her head.
Mira holds out her hand for Lily.
Lily takes her hand.
All right, and Mira starts walking them over towards the rest of the group.
Okay. Meanwhile, Jonas, Dick, are you doing anything to stop this lady at all, just aside from protecting Naomi?
Yeah, so Dick's been, obviously was focused on Naomi first, and was waiting to, much like the player, was waiting to see Mira jump in and just, like, slap the hell out of this person.
And it's not happening because Mira's arguing with a child.
And seeing that it's not happening, it just looks to Naomi and says, hey, just hang out here. There's something fishy going on here. I'm gonna make sure Jonas doesn't do something stupid.
So at this point, the lady is tugging you along into the woods. Jonas.
So, with my mixed success, what can I do? Like, how much can I resist?
You can definitely resist. You're not full on like, oh yeah, let's go into the woods. But you're kind of like, oh wait, I'm not sure about this. This is definitely not a good idea. However, your sanity has gone down.
Okay, so Jonas is just going to be like, you know, I'm actually not alone. I actually came with a very beautiful red cap, so...
That actually gives her pause. A red cap? I don't see anyone with red hats. I'm a human. I don't know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Tick's just like, bullshit.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, I had something in my throat there.
This creature pauses and seems to consider her options, and then sees Mira walking up with Lily and goes, and let's go. And looks at you, Mira, directly in the eye, giving you kind of a catty look.
Mira reaches up and pulls her mask off. And all she does, like, she doesn't say anything, but all she does is, with one black eye, she just winks and gives her a smile.
Amazing. She's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know he was yours.
Mira doesn't say anything. She leaves Lily with Dick for a second and goes to get Jonas.
Jonas, you kind of feel like you're coming out of a haze a little bit. You're like, what? Naomi seems to have kind of a similar effect. She's just like, what in the world?
That was weird.
Dick, I would like you to roll to manipulate someone.
Sorry, was typing something. Manipulate someone, that is charm, right?
Yes.
Who am I charming?
Lily. To get her to stay the fuck still. So basically, here
Okay.
you are with Naomi, and Naomi's kind of just trying to clear her head. Like, wow, that was strange. I feel like I just came out of like a, I don't know, smoking room or something. And so you're paying more attention, but then Mira just drops off this child, like, here, have this.
Yeah, Dick looks to Naomi and goes, yeah, that was, pretty sure that was a kitsune. They do act like that. Kid, here, Dick just, like, takes the palm of her hand and just puts it right on top of Lily's head and just holds her that way like a basketball.
And then Lily looks up at you and says, I can control the weather.
Yeah?
What did you roll?
Think you could make it snow? I rolled an 8.
Okay, so I get to make a hard move, but you keep her there. She's like, I could make it snow if I want to. And then you get a funny feeling like you're not quite talking to Lily. It doesn't look like Temryu exactly left the party.
Oh, hey, Fancy Pants.
Fancy Pants, that's a new one. I don't recall. Have we had the chance to meet? I don't seem to remember yet.
I've met one of your alternate selves, I guess you could say.
Like egos.
There certainly was a lot of ego in the room, that's for sure.
I wonder which one of me you've met. Well, regardless, I don't much appreciate you holding on to me like this.
Well, I'm very sorry to hear that, but I've been charged with keeping this little girl here and out of trouble, so if you'd like to choose a different vessel to move about, I'm sure I would have no objection to
If
that.
I had another vessel, certainly. Are you volunteering?
I am not.
I thought not.
See, this is a problem that falls between the letters T and V in the alphabet. It's a problem that we usually associate with a creek in Louisiana. See, we call it a U problem, and it means that you're up shit creek without a paddle.
Doesn't sound like a pleasant creek. Naomi's just
It's a horrible place.
Naomi is just so confused. Like, I I don't think we should antagonize him. Oh,
I'm not antagonizing. We're having a friendly conversation.
about
I'm
being
just,
up shit creek? Really?
I'm just playing with him. No,
Uh,
I am sorry to hear that you're trapped, but I really can't let Lily go anywhere right now.
it's only delaying the inevitable.
Is there somewhere you'd like to go? Perhaps we could all go as a group.
Well, eventually I'd like you to come to me. But alas, there's a game to play, isn't there?
You tell me. Fancy britches.
Well, where's the fun in that?
Hey, you're the one that wanted to go somewhere. I'm just offering to chaperone.
Well, if it isn't obvious, eventually you'd have to go through the woods to reach me. I
Alright.
mostly just want Lily back for the time being. It'd be nice to have part of my personality back for a time being. At least until I have to deal with you in person.
Okay.
But I can see that that's not
I'm
really
still-
necessarily an option. Seems like I'm stuck here.
What indeed?
So, Mira,
Yes,
do
ma'am.
you all right, so you see this kitsune or whoever is leaving your man alone now. Jonas, you're shaking off the fog. Do you go back to Lily?
Yes, pull my man back to the kids. Because apparently I'm the figurehead of this family now, and I'm mother of more than just a little girl. So, yes, back to the fam in the mom van we go.
So, actually, as you're having this conversation, there are a few of the Fae, the Fox Fae, who have mostly been busy at this point, still arranging things for the wedding. Who now take a special notice, like, hey, no, you should not be here. And they kind of chase the fox woman into the woods. Or rather, the woman slinkily retreats, making a smile. So yes, you have defeated the impromptu ally enemy puzzle for the time being. So that was weird, but the Fox Fae they come back to you and they look apologetic and they're like, we are much sorry. That's from other tribe from other forest. We are not the only Fae here. We're sorry if they treated you unwell. But you are esteemed guests, and we would not treat you not well.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Is there anything else you need help with in setting up?
No, we are almost ready for festivities to begin. And at that point is when a fox in a particular, like, golden robe steps onto into the center of this clearing and says, welcome, esteemed guests and honorable foxes. We welcome you to wedding feast and wedding party and festivities for the king and queen of the Moth Fox clan of the House of Temryu. We welcome you here and tell you the festivities. We hope that wine and food has been good and pleasant so far. For this evening, there are events that will be taking place that require participation, esteemed guests. The first, of course, is dancing and much merrymaking. At that point, we will be joined by the bride and groom. As the dancing and merrymaking and music will prevail before them. Once they arrive, we will take lanterns and take them to the lake, the great spring in the center of Forest, in a great parade. Lanterns will be set afloat, and as they float, we will repeat the precepts of and the history of this people. In which the wedding ceremony, the vows must be taken, and then it is feasting and more merrymaking. And that will conclude the evening, and we will give you places to stay until you can comfortably come or go as you please, although you have been requested to stay by the prince.
Savoy slowly nods.
We request that you participate in all events, as this is tradition, and you are partaking as the first humans ever, aside from the human child that Temryu has claimed as his own. The first humans to partake upon fairy tradition. This is clearly an esteemed occasion where perhaps we can make differences aside and start anew, despite the wrong makings that humans once made against our kind. If there is any questions or more questions or what's that word? Conservatives that must be made, you can talk to me. With that, allow the music to commence more, and we must begin. So yeah, with that, the music, which was kind of a quiet, going on in the back, now takes up in full volume, and it seems to come from echo from everywhere around the woods. And as that happens, it's been a bit of a scattering of like fox fay here and there, but now it seems like out of nowhere, suddenly the clearing is full of fox folk, all with beautiful moth wings and glittering fabrics, and some with autumn leaves and antlers and bones, decorating their outfits, and gold chains and red gems. Suddenly there is so many of them. It's wild that a second ago the clearing seemed to not have any. The crowd is so thick that you'd easily lose each other if you're not careful.
Savoy looks for a dance partner.
Ah, excellent. Let's see. You could dance with any of your group, or are you gonna grab a fox? Do some foxtrot.
Oh my god.
Savoy has a strange nostalgia about being here and seeing the foxes dancing and the trees breathing, and decides that it seems that probably everybody has a partner already. like their group is already paired off. So Savoy looks for a dashing young fox.
Aw. So you do see a few foxes over at the food table where you came from, just kind of hanging around, sipping mulled cider. So it seems like there's some eligible foxolerettes over there.
I think it'd be foxettes, but okay.
Foxelores and foxettes.
Yeah.
Feeling foxy.
Savoy strides over as gracefully as possible, which is more graceful than most humans have to their effect, but not as graceful as true fairies, and offers the closest one a hand and says, "May I have this dance with you?"
Please roll cool.
Oh no. Yeah, that's not great.
So may I have this dance with you? And then you feel the feathers come off your arm.
And it's suddenly Zahil offering a talon to one of these gorgeous fox babes. And instead of following up politely, they say something along the lines of, "My, this night is beautiful, but might I say you are more so?"
It's a cute little fox. I want to say fox wench. It's a small little fox gal, wearing a simple gown that has brocade leaves up the side, and the fox titters a little and is like, "Oh, well, I suppose," and reaches out and takes her hand.
And Zahil drags her onto the dance floor in something that is half a step quicker in tempo than what is actually being played.
Wait, you're a little strong.
Zahil just cackles and gives her a spin and dips her.
Oh yes, coming on a quite strong. Where are you from?
Zahil leans in close, pulling her into the trot, and I don't think I've actually named the world other than the Morrigan's world. So Zahil just says, "From the Morrigan's world."
The Morrigan. I have heard stories of many gods. The gods, there were many circles of gods. That one was from the Celtic? No. That's what the humans call it. The Celtic gods, yes?
Yes, as Zahil purrs back at her.
Oh yes, was that not the goddess of war? The night?
Yeah, to name a few
And
things.
fertility.
Okay. So you must have come very, very far. How is it that one could hop worlds like this?
Well, you see, my darling vixen babe, I am a changeling.
A changeling? I do not think we have those here.
And changelings are able to move from one world to the next.
Oh, would you call them like a world walker then?
Exactly.
And who was that I saw with you before? Or you were before? Is that not you're a Fey-touched human? Do you
could
share
say so.
one mind?
No, we share one body, but our minds are separate as night and day, and gives her a little twirl.
Just a little giggle. Somewhere, Tilda has a disturbance in the force kind of feeling. I swear.
Yep.
As the heels being a douche. A very suave douche.
A player.
Yeah. Sorry, Zahil's a player, guys.
No, you're the player. You play Zahil.
You're right.
Oh, that was terrible. I think seeing all of this, Dick has no doubt started dancing with Naomi.
So,
and is going to move over to where Zahil is and go, oh, hey, beastie.
So, I imagine Naomi at first is at a loss since the music and everything just started up, like, quite suddenly. Just is complete, like, what? And then you grab her. How well do you dance, Dick?
I would think Dick dances pretty well.
Okay. All right. So, and
Yes.
assume you are leading. Yes?
Yes, Dick is leading.
Naomi?
I have a hard time imagining Naomi leading.
No, dear
with the
God,
dance.
she's definitely a bottom.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. It's true.
You heard it here first, folks.
No, but she does have experience dancing. So she isn't like so awful tripping over her feet. Not like you would expect. Like you'd certainly expect that Naomi would be awkward and tripping over her feet and things, but she's able to keep pace relatively well. She's just kind of surprised.
Okay. I actually didn't assume that she'd be bad at dancing. I just assumed she'd be awkward at the social aspect of the dancing.
Yes. That, yes.
Okay. So yeah, Dick, it's just as they're dancing, is just going to lead over to where Zahil is and go, "Hey, Beastie, when'd you get to the party?" That's
Zahil?
towards Zahil.
Sorry, say that one more time.
AK. Dick leads the dance over to where Zahil is and just says, "Oh, hey, Beastie, when'd you get here?"
Zahil flashes a grin at Dick and says, "Well, I've always been here. But if you're asking when Savoy lost their cool, so it was moments ago."
It was very strange,
Well,
says the dance partner.
well, it's good to see you. Have fun. Don't do anything I do.
Zahil lets out a contented purr, like a bird warbly purr kind of noise.
Mira and Jonas. Well, Mira, you have hand on child. Jonas. The dancing has started, and there's quite a crowd around you.
So Jonas he's still feeling like a little bit weird from what just happened. Like he's still feeling a little bit like annoyed, but not by what happened. Like his emotions are just like, he's just aggravated.
Toyed with. He's been toyed with.
Yeah. So he asks Mira if she would he's gonna be a little snot. He sees the heels come out across the floor, right? Across the clearing. And he's just like, "I can watch Lily. You can go dance with your friend."
Bro. Mira just raises an eyebrow at him, like, what?
And Temryu, who is still inhabiting Lily's body, I don't think he left, was like, ooh, drama.
Jonas just rolls his eyes a little bit.
How about
Mira
this?
waits for
I
an
can watch
explanation.
Lily.
What was that?
Temryu says, oh,
Oh,
Temryu's
no,
like,
go
how
ahead.
about this? You lovebirds clearly have something to work out. I can watch Lily.
That chance of that happening, buddy.
Ah, shame.
Jonas's tone like softens, and he's like, I'm sorry. Would you like to go dance? I can watch Lily.
Mira doesn't say anything to Jonas. And she just looks at. You said Temryu is out again, right?
Yeah,
He's still there.
yeah. Because he was sassing
Yeah.
Dick earlier.
She just looks at Temryu and she's like, "Can I have Lily back, please?"
I suppose. Well, it depends. Are you gonna go dancing or not?
Mira doesn't say anything else to Temryu. She just waits for Lily back.
You're so boring. Fine.
And then once Lily's back, she's like, "Lily, would you like to dance with me?"
Lily's like, yes!
So Mira does the thing where she puts Lily on her feet and dances her around.
Yeah, Lily is having a blast. She's like, spin me! Spin me!
And Mira does. She spins her around in circles, and the skirt of her dress kind of whips out because she's got like a lot of fabric to her dress.
Oh.
It poof.
Yeah.
Jonas watches them for a second, and like he relaxes, and he's kind of just calmed down a bit. So then he's has more hold of himself, and he decides he's going to go ask one of the foxes to dance.
Not the
Okay.
bimbo.
Like I said, there's some stag foxes.
Funny.
Complete with antlers. What? No. There's some stag foxes over near the food, partaking of the booze.
So Jonas will just approach one of them and do a little bow and like offer his hand and be like, would you like to dance?
Oh, gladly, human male. At first, nope, that's it. This is a guy. This is a guy one. And he takes your
Okay.
hand and happily leads you across the floor.
Jonas is not a great dancer. So he's going to let him lead.
Oh, well, that's totally fine because this fox is top. What? Anyways, so yes, this fox will lead, and then makes comments of
Silence.
is all humans much this clumsy?
Jonas just laughs and said, I don't know what you mean.
No? Oh well. It is pleasure anyways. You are much cute in the way of humans go.
I hope that is a compliment.
It is? It is, yes, compliment.
Thank you. And you are a very attractive fox.
Indeed, I am. It doesn't seem like female foxes agree.
Yes, well, they just do not understand how juicy you are.
Juicy, is that a human word for masculine?
Very.
Yes, indeed, I must be juicy. Alex is losing her shit over here. Yes, so you dance the night away, and it begins to grow darker. And that is when a trumpet calls, and the dancing kind of breaks up. There's some chatter, and the announcer gets on the stage. It's like, next will be the parade through the forest to the pool of waters. Go and grab a lantern, and you must light. And that's where we'll stop for tonight.
Fabulous. That was a lot of fun.
That did not go as terribly as I thought it was gonna go.
Yeah, I thought for sure I was shooting somebody tonight.
In the words of someone wise that I don't remember who said, yeehaw.
It was you, Vanessa. You're the one.
It was
that said
you.
yeehaw.
Absolutely, that would make a lot of sense. I am very wise. So, yeehaw.
Yeah, you
Have
are.
y'all ever heard of the phrase called "calm before the fucking storm"?
Oh yeah, I'm fully anticipating something to go down at some
Anticipa-
point with this whole party.
Fiction.
Shout out to Mira for not being the first one to lose sanity.
Seriously,
It was Savoy. Hey guys.
it's Dick and
And
Savoy.
Dick.
Haha.
Worth.
So,
really good booze.
oh, it's
It was
amazing.
really good booze. It was worth it.
Yeah.
Would totally try it in real life.
One day we will get together and have much in the way of honeyed wine and berry wine. I don't know.
I will bring you
So-
fairy libation and you can pick and choose.
Very,
Perfect.
very well.
On that note, outros, Rowan.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Rowan North. I'm a freelance illustrator and art educator. You can find my stuff at rowannorthillustrations.org. I am going to be here next Wednesday for the next part of the Tickfaw Files, where we'll continue these fairy shenanigans. Let's go to Vanessa. You go next.
Rowan.
Oh, favorite
what
part.
was your favorite part?
Favorite part. I always love how awkward Naomi is, but mostly I'm enjoying playing these random foxes.
Foxes are great.
I'm enjoying Zahil like completely flirting with this adorable little fox girl. It's adorable. Anyways, yes, I think those were my favorite parts. Now we'll go to Vanessa.
From favorite parts, probably Mira being stuck in the middle of figuring out which one of her children she has to save. Do I convince this little girl to come with us so I know who it is, or do I go save that fake child being pulled away by a fairy?
Oh, dilemmas.
Yeah, really though, she doesn't know half the time which one. So. Also, yeah, Zahil is always a highlight of any game. I absolutely adore Zahil, so that was a treat. Other than that, you can find me here on Saturday for some Animus, where I play Annie, who is, I would say she's probably the closest to the quote-unquote cinnamon roll of that party, so she's pretty fun to play. And you can also find me on my art Twitter, which is at Peppero Draws, and that's Peppero like the candy, and my coffee page, which I will also link in the chat.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Vanessa. Next, Yaz. Favorite part? Where can I find you
My
next?
favorite part is everything. No, my favorite part is watching Jonas come in contact with his feminine arch nemesis, a fox bimbo.
Fox Bimbo.
But also I really enjoy when Zahil slips out. That's always like a favorite little treat of mine. You can find me next week on Tickfaw, or you can find me on Twitter at ytatianaart, or on my website. I will be uploading a few new things, misstart.shop, and I'll put that there in the chat. That's it.
It's in the chart. Look, you wonderful people.
That's adorable.
Shut up.
Shut up. All right, next, Riley.
So I had a lot of favorite parts. One of them was I enjoyed Jonas and Mira getting in on a little tiff. That was funny. And then I also enjoyed like Dick sitting there being like, "Oh, I'm coming to get Naomi," and then just like waiting, like, so is Mira gonna come and retrieve Jonas, or am I just gonna watch this happen? I'm sure Dick would have stepped in, but I thought it was funny.
Oh, absolutely.
But it was just funny for Dick to be like just waiting to see what's happening. And
Just
also
like, this is Mira's child. I'm not babysitting him. I've got my child right here.
Yes. But I also enjoy being able to bring
So
out
that's
like
also
serious Jonas a
creepy.
little bit throughout it as well. You can find me next Wednesday when I'm probably gonna lose some more sanity.
Yay!
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 Yippee! That yay! Beautiful. And last but not least, Raven. Take us away.
My favorite part, they're really good parts, but I did rather enjoy that. Like, right, Mira's gonna be storming into here any second now, and I don't want to be in that path, so I'm just gonna sit back and wait. Okay, she's not here. I should probably do something. Crap. That whole exchange was fun. Also, the LSD berry wine was a lot of fun, and getting to like do that with Savoy was kind of fun. And Dick just being a little shit to Timryu, and then be like, I'm just joking. What do you want? So yeah, all of that was really cool, and I enjoyed all of that. You can find me next Friday. I'll be producing Where Things Go South at 1 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, right back here. And then Friday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, we have a one-shot run by Kat, who's also in our Where Things Go South game. He's going to be running a one-shot of I forget the name of the system now. It's in the Discord, but it's going to be about the Stonewall riots. And we're still looking for players for that. So if you're interested in hopping in on that game, it's a multi-GM game, which I've never done before, so it's going to be really interesting. That's about all I know about it, so we'll hear more from Kat this week on the details. But if you're interested in that, shoot me a DM on Twitter or in Discord, and we'll get you into the game. And we're going to go on a raid. We've got our raid cry, which is Fun-Sized Fairy. And we're going to go raid the Onyx Path, who make the oh wait, no, they are signing off. Let's go raid
Madam Gandalf's on.
Yeah, let's go to another tabletop channel. I haven't raided Perception Studio in quite a while. Let's make sure that they're still there. Real quick, one sec, sorry. Oh, I hate it when I get an ad right as I'm trying to check and make sure they're actually still there and not leaving. But anyways, we'll rate in just a second. But thank you everybody for the donations. Michael Wayne for the I think $30 total or somewhere close to that today. Thank you so much for the gifted sub. Yaz for gifting a sub as well, and all the plot points that were spent. Thank you to the cast for being amazing, and Rowan for running the game and also being amazing. And yeah, I will see you all on Friday. Bye, everybody.